Welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm very excited to be sharing with you once again another what's new in my wardrobe. Now, you might remember in my previous what's new in my wardrobe, I did mention that because there's quite a few new in pieces that have arrived in the last few weeks and months, I will be splitting it into different sort of parts, but they're still relatively the same length as my usual what's new in my wardrobes. I'm actually actively editing another vlog because I've just come back from Greece, but you'll also see some of the functions that I've had in London. There's also Ascot tomorrow and tennis classics with Giorgio Armani in I think a week's time, so I'm putting that all into one vlog. There's quite a few travel vlogs coming along, and then there's a few other places that we'll be visiting, and I will definitely be sure to vlog those. As you know, I don't usually vlog my day-to-day life, but if I'm already incorporating it into a travel vlog, you'll see a bit of what I've been up to. So actually yesterday I did go to Harrods and I also went vintage shopping. One of the pieces I'll share in this video, but you would have also seen some of these pieces styled over on Instagram, which as always I will leave my Instagram and TikTok linked on the screen now and also in the description box of this video. With that being said, I just want to jump straight on into this video because there are some really exciting pieces. Starting off, we have some pieces from LilySilk, and I'm very pleased to say that this portion of the video is actually in paid partnership with LilySilk. I have actually worked with LilySilk previously and I've had items before, and especially with the silk pieces being mulberry silk, they really have lasted in my closet. And again, I don't like to share things unless I really love them, so I was more than happy to share them again on my channel, especially considering the price point of these pieces. I know sometimes when I do my hauls, I do get questions sometimes to link to alternative pieces, or some of you ask me how you can still get pieces that will last in your closet and are quality pieces without having to pay so much. Starting off, I have this bronze shade off the shoulder. Now, many of you will already know I'm always talking about my passion and love for evening wear, and this falls perfectly into that. And it's usually this warm, I like to go for something off the shoulder like this. One shoulder, it allows for you to really breathe and not feel like you're wearing so much on, but you can still look really nice. And then recently I've also been loving a scarf detail, so you will see the cutaway clips because as I'm holding it here you cannot really tell how it would be styled, but I feel like I would style these with a pair of white trousers, or if you also have trousers that sort of match this top, you could wear that as a two-piece. The scarf detail really does make a difference and add that little touch. I just think this is so nice, and it's different to any of my usual black silk pieces that I like to wear when I have an evening event, dinners, galas, things like that. With it being this bronze color and you have these sort of areas where it reflects light, it really does look a lot more luxurious, especially with it being silk. And then another piece that I've actually been getting into, you would have seen in my previous haul, I believe, I did also feature another waistcoat that I got, and I do have other ones that are new. I've really been loving these. I feel like when waistcoats became a thing quite a while ago, I wasn't that into them, but recently I've really been liking it, and I do think it comes down to picking the one that fits your silhouette properly, and this is one of them. So the front of this is actually wool, and then the back is a silk jacquard, and then at the back where it has the silk, it also says LilySilk, and then you have the adjustable back. This is the magic. This is what will make sure that it fits your silhouette properly. Now, one thing that I'm very impressed by with this waistcoat is actually the color that they've gotten spot on. I usually find it really hard to pick out pieces that go under the camel color. It's usually very saturated and I usually cannot wear it against my skin tone. However, this is a muted down version of it, and I really do like it because I can finally wear colors like this, which I do think look very elevated, but you do need to pick the right undertone. I think it would look great in a variety of ways. You could either wear it as a two-piece, or you could wear it with a pair of white trousers, white denim, things like that. Or if you wanted to, you could actually layer. So obviously you can wear a waistcoat underneath blazers, jackets and coats, so you really can incorporate this into different seasons of the year. For this one and the silk top, I got them both in a size UK 6 in case I didn't mention, and I will say when it comes to LilySilk, just go for your usual size. I always usually wear a size 6 on the top, and I think where with some pieces I've tried to size up to let's say an 8, I've definitely noticed a difference, so I would say it runs true to size for the pieces that I selected. Another feature that I had spoken about actually with a blazer I picked up in my recent haul is the buttons. I like that the buttons are all, and I don't actually have to be talking about these features, but knowing me, you know I'm going to be talking about these because many people overlook these features, and then you can buy a piece that someone has shown and you put it on and you don't feel elevated, or it just doesn't feel the same, and oftentimes it's because they haven't mentioned the small details that make a difference towards everyone. And a big difference here is that the buttons are the same shade as that kind of color that they've used on the waistcoat, and I think that makes a huge difference because it's just ever so seamless seamless, as if, for example, if they had used white or black buttons. So always look out for those details, irregardless of where you're shopping, to make sure that your pieces actually do look put together and not just put together with some things. The next piece will come as no surprise, and it's actually this cream silk blend turtleneck sweater. Just those words, you know I'm gonna love it. Pieces like this I just find perfect for both layering and wearing on its own. I think this would be a perfect piece. I mean, we're going into summer now, but especially when ski season comes back, this is going to be perfect for layering in that season. And let's say in the spring season, you can wear this with a pair of white trousers. In terms of composition, this piece is 90% cashmere and 10% silk. So LilySilk, they don't just do silk, they also do cashmere pieces. Easy way to look elevated is through cashmere turtlenecks. I say it all the time. For this, I would highly recommend sticking to your size. I think for this I got a size small so that it fits a little bit more loose, because I do already have quite fitted cream turtleneck sweaters like this, but I didn't have any that were a little bit more relaxed and loose, and I really wanted that for when I'm going for that really effortless, relaxed look. These are a pair of trousers. They are the pleated trousers, which to be honest I feel like are one of their popular models. I have seen this one many times over the last year, and I decided to select this. It's actually a 100% mulberry silk, and it's interesting because I've just not been used to having pieces that are even lined with silk, so I feel like this piece is going to be great. Usually you do get brands compromising when it comes to the inside, so it's really interesting to see that. Because of that, it is lightweight, but it feels premium in terms of the weight that it does have. Usually when elasticated bands are used, the belt loops are removed, but with this piece you can wear it on its own, but when you do wear a belt, you're not going to see the elasticated band. For these ones, I actually got these in a US 4, which is a UK 8. I usually do wear a UK 4 on my upper waist, and then on my normal waistline, which is slightly under, I wear a UK 6. However, if I want a slightly more relaxed look, I'll go for a UK 8. So it really depends on what I want, and I can really gravitate between those three sizes. More so usually between a 4 and 6, but I think on this occasion, based on the fact I did pick this one, I think it was more so because I wanted something relaxed. And ultimately I got this top, which many of you, if you saw this online, you would know I would have picked it. This is actually sort of like a turtleneck design, but sleeveless. Many of you will know I recently picked up some sleeveless turtlenecks, and I've been saying how much I've been loving it. I think turtlenecks are definitely one of my favorite necklines to go for, and then with it being sleeveless, you've got that air going in, and so it's perfect to wear in the summer months. And I like that it's in this sort of taupe color. Again, you may realize that I've gone for quite neutral, muted tones, and that's just because that's usually what I stick to. This piece is actually 90% silk and 10% cashmere. However, because they used a drop needle knit, it's actually made it a little bit more elasticated as well. So I feel like this is a piece that, again, you could probably stick to your size. I think for this I got it in a size small. And then lastly, I got this black off the shoulder midi dress, and I do like that it has a weight to it. So I don't know if you can see, but if I push it down, it bounces back up by itself. So it's still quite a weighty piece, but because of its percentage of silk, it's still a breathable piece to wear in the spring and summer months. And I actually realized I don't have many midi dresses. In all honesty, it's because I have quite long legs, and I find that not all midi dresses or midi skirts look good on me. I'm not gonna lie, I still do prefer maxi, but I feel like for the occasions where I need a midi, for example tomorrow at Ascot, I've got a dress and it's kind of a mid maxi, and I do think that there are some occasions where it works, especially when you're going for a cream dress and you don't want it to touch the floor to get dirty. But I will definitely say it depends on your height and on your leg lengths, because it might not look good on everyone. But this is a very simple piece which you might not be able to see because I'm wearing quite dark colors, so you'll see the cutaway clip. But I do think this is a very easy piece to wear, to style. I'm going to show you the pair of heels that I got from Dolce Gabbana yesterday, and it would look perfect here, or you can wear it with kitten heels. I do like how it sculpts your body and then it flares out as a skirt at the bottom. But anyways, those are the pieces that I picked up from LilySilk, and I do actually have a code which I will also leave on the screen. It's Fabiana20 for 20% off of everything LilySilk. And actually what I'm also going to do, linked down below, is I will leave my wish list, because I actually prior to this had so many things in my LilySilk basket from the new collection. As you know, I'm loving many of the new collections that brands are launching, so underneath all these pieces I will also leave additional pieces that I personally also have in my basket that I've just been loving. With that being said, I'm now going to share with you the other pieces that I picked up that are not LilySilk, but I am very happy with all the pieces that I selected. I think my favorite one has to be the scarf detail top, because I don't have anything else in that bronze color, and I just think it adds a little bit something different to my evening wear collection. Moving on to the next piece in this haul, I have a pair of heels. These are the ones I've been talking about throughout this entire video, and as you look at them you will think, Fabiana, those are not new, and you are right. I actually picked these up at a vintage shop yesterday. I am featuring it in this video, but I probably will feature it again in my next what's new in the wardrobe, especially with things like shoes, which are way more about comfort, not just how they look. I like to be able to wear them out and tell you how I found them. Now, yes, they are vintage either way, so they probably won't be as readily available for me to just link down below with everything, but I will try my best to possibly find them on Vestiaire Collective, or if I can find something similar. Although this was a spontaneous purchase, I then thought about it and thought, I've actually had a pair of slingbacks that I wanted to pick up from Mango sitting in my basket for quite some time, and maybe that's where you realize everything really does happen for a reason, because then yesterday I picked these ones up from a shop called Vintage Vault, I believe. They are actually located in Notting Hill, and I was rummaging around. I also picked up some jewelry pieces, but I'll show that in the next video. Then I saw these. Now, funnily enough, these are in a size 38.5, and especially when it comes to pointed toe, I'm always half a size larger than my usual size, so usually I wear an EU 39. However, these are actually more elongated than your modern shoes. Now, I say that, I don't know how old these actually are. However, I'll make sure to research that and update you in the next what's new in my wardrobe. Now, it's also very likely that it's because these are a smaller heel. I've wanted to find a pair of black pointed toe because I do have quite a few in my collection. I feel like they are my signature shoe style, and so I like to pick up a few of them, and also other style of shoes. But I picked up these two from my collection because I feel like I've shared these before on my channel as well. These first ones are my Magda Butrym pumps, which I absolutely love, and again, these are a 39.5, these are a 38.5, and if I put them heel to heel, you can actually probably see that. So this is much longer. Again, also probably because it's a shorter heel. For example, I would say my kitten heels probably look a little bit more elongated. These are 110mm, and these ones I still have to find out. So again, not as informative as usual, but I've just gotten them yesterday and I haven't had the chance to kind of do research on them. But I love also the leather on these, and then to compare them to these are the Jimmy Choo Bing 100s, again in a size 39.5, and you can already see the difference. Also, the Jimmy Choo Bing 100s have a much shorter pointed toe, and I feel like there is something about these that are just amazing. And the leather is this very smooth leather, which, for example, obviously my Jimmy Choo are patent leather, so completely different, and then the Magda Butrym has this slight, it's basically a box leather, but these are a much smoother leather. I don't know if it would be a Napa leather, but they're just incredible, a little bit more matted, and because it's such an elongated pointed toe, it's a type of classic style that I just don't think anyone makes anymore. And then the construction of these, and that's probably why it's really survived this long, because the front of it has actually this base, which if you look at my Magda Butryms, they don't have that, and that's where they get worn. They get really worn at the front of the point toe, and at the bottom of the shoe it just says Dolce Gabbana Vero Cuoio, made in Italy. So I don't know if that gives away what shoe it is, but I will try and find something similar also on another level. And I would highly recommend, if you're looking for a pair of shoes that are genuinely timeless and classic, go vintage shopping, because they don't make shoes like this anymore. And the reason I've been looking for slingbacks is because sometimes I want an uninterrupted outfit. If I'm wearing my Source Unknown blazer, which I do want to get that in black, so you might see in my next haul I might already have it in black, and I just think something like that worn as a dress with something like this uninterrupted, and I already have naturally really long legs, so I think this will just elongate them further, whereas the Magda Butryms, they're perfect for other scenarios, but when it comes to that, I don't want something wrapping around my legs because it breaks my leg at a certain point. I got these for, I believe, 160. I will put up pricing and I'll try to find the name and put them on the screen as well, but I'll put pricing and sizing for everything in this video on the screen as always. Next up, I have two pieces from Solid and Striped. Now again, those heels I did get myself, but these two pieces have actually been sent over because I did request them. Now I actually discovered Solid and Striped through this one sleeveless cream dress, but this piece is just absolutely amazing. It's got this backless design, which I think recently I've really been enjoying the backless design. You will see it in the vlog that I'll post next week, but I went to Harrods yesterday and I tried on this tailored maxi from Rohe Frames, and it's also backless in the most sophisticated way, and I just think that dress, and actually I tried on that dress before I actually found those Dolce & Gabbana heels, Can you imagine those two together? Just like amazing. But this is the most incredible maxi length, and you'll see the try on, but for reference, I'm around 5'6" with long legs. And then the back of this, where you tie it up, is 3 little pearl design with these 3 buttons. And then this is the long sleeve version. Now, this is a very fitted dress, but where it has an A-line cut, it's just amazing. And I've already worn this so many times now, and I just think I can never get enough. You can also wear it with a black blazer styled over the top. All you see is an all black outfit, but then the silhouette is just fantastic. And then you take off the blazer and it's the back of the dress is just everything. So I really do like this piece. Again, I'll leave sizing and pricing on the screen, but I did get these in a size extra small. This dress in particular has these, I don't know if you can see, but it has these tiny little holes. Personally, I cannot see through them, and I think it's fine. I don't wear this, however, with a bra because it's backless, and it's completely fine. What I usually like to do is, if you've ever picked up bikini tops, even simple ones from H&M, they come with detachable inserts, which are just these black triangular, they're not really padded, they're just, I mean, they are technically speaking padded, but they don't really have that much padding in them. And I just take them out and I use them as inserts, and they don't really move because this is so tight onto the skin. And then the next pair of trousers, many of you will know how much I love many of the pieces from the row, including the gala pants. And there's actually many similar alternatives that you can find. For example, Wardrobe NYC has a very similar pair, and then these are called the Monaco pants. So of course I had to pick it. And again, it has the elasticated waistband, and then it's just a black pair. I do think it also comes in cream and then white. I need to check, but it definitely comes in one of those. And then it has pockets, and I've actually worn these so often since I got them. I've worn them already to the airport. Again, you'll see it in the vlog where I went to Greece. And then I also sometimes like to lounge around in this. I really do like these. I think the only thing I would say about these, which is a slight downside, is that they crease very easily. So when I'm sitting with these, like yesterday I wore these to go to Harrods, and I sat and then I stood up. Or for example, I was in the changing room trying on things. I put it on the chair, and I guess other clothes had gone on top of it. When I wore it afterwards to go and have lunch, it was creased, and it kind of looks like I left the house like that when I didn't. But that's the only thing about it that I would change, is just how easily it creases. But I would love to compare this to the Wardrobe NYC pair and also the Row Gala pants. And then I'm pretty sure that Vince will have something very similar as well, so I will leave some similar alternatives down below. This next piece is the most incredible white dress from Massimo Dutti that I picked up a little while ago myself. Here it's a little bit creased because it's come out of my luggage bag from when I've just come back from Greece a few days ago. In the try on clip it will be absolutely fine and you'll be able to see it, but it's this pleated white dress. I, to be honest, have really been loving the new collection from Massimo Dutti. I have mentioned in my previous video that I definitely want to review the brand post rebrand. They did change their logo, and although they've always been about minimal classics and your basics to invest in for your capsule wardrobe, I feel like now they are delving more into the type of minimal that's expressed by The Row, Kate, Totem, brands like that, and I definitely am loving the new pieces. This piece I actually got before they changed their logo, but again, it's still going to be relatively the same pieces. It's pleated all along the front and the back, and I have already worn this now. I wore this in Greece and I also wore this in the south of France. And then I also feel like this is a very breathable, with your arms being all the way out, and then this is a very wonderful length. So actually I did, funnily enough, if you've watched the south of France vlog and I wore this dress, on the same day someone was wearing the same exact piece. I do recall she was wearing it with heels instead, so you can definitely do it both ways. However, as someone who's 5'6" with slightly long legs, if you're similar height to me, you'll find that this is actually the perfect maxi where it doesn't touch the floor, and I've worn this with Iran sandals. But I really do love this piece a lot. And then it's got these 3 buttons at the back, which, I mean, they're very hard to put on by yourself, but once you've got them on, you know that they're nice and secure. It's still lightweight, but it definitely has a weight to it, so it does feel nice and premium. And then the pleated design follows on onto the neck detailing. So here it's sort of bunched up pleats, but if you actually separate, you'll be able to see all these pleats running along. A very simple piece, but it's still really nice. And I can't completely remember the pricing of this. It's either between the 160 range or the 250 range. I'll put up the price on the screen, but I do remember when I tried this on in the changing room, all of the ladies were so nice. Both the staff and also people who were also trying things on really convinced me to get this piece, because I'm not usually into these very maxi girly dresses. I do prefer my evening wear gowns, things like that, but pretty much everyone in the changing room was complimenting me on this piece, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get it. You would have maybe even seen me style this over on TikTok, and I did decide to style it either on its own or also with my Hermes Mini H belt. However, many people had an opinion about styling it with the belt. I just think have fun with what you wear and what you style. I think it depends on the season. For example, this dress, if I don't wear it with a belt, it's quite flowy to the point where I sometimes, if I want it to feel more secure, I will wear it with a belt if I want to. But I also do think it depends on the occasion. I personally like how it looks both ways. I think I actually got this in an extra small, I believe. And then penultimately in this haul, I've got 2 pieces here from Jigsaw. I actually have a few more that I picked up. For example, I did pick up a trench coat and also a waistcoat which matches with these trousers. However, I might choose to feature it in one of my future hauls. But the first piece that I selected, and these ones I requested, I was able to select around 3 pieces. I ended up picking up 4, but then I paid for the 4th one, which I think just shows how much I actually like Jigsaw. I do shop there anyways. This piece is a sleeveless sort of blazer which is belted, and I remember when I saw this before it launched in the black, and I just thought I cannot wait to get my hands on this, and I ended up getting it in the cream color instead. This blazer is in a size UK 8. I think it's because I went in store and I don't think they had a 6. I really like it. It's more of a longer design on the body, which is also nice to have alongside my shorter pieces. And yes, I do usually prefer the buttons to be of a similar shade or the same shade as the actual material itself. However, in this case, it is sort of like a double-breasted design, and once you've buttoned it over and then you go in with the belt, you can actually cover the buttons with this if you kind of do it correctly. Don't think I have any sleeveless blazers actually, because it's not usually a category that I go into. And then the matching pair of trousers I already actually have in black as well. And the only thing I would say about these is I wish they came in a size 4, because they are some of the best, just well-made trousers that I have. And the side of them have sort of this tuxedo design, which I really like. It just elevates what would have otherwise been a simple pair of cream trousers, and they are also lined, so they just feel very thick and weighty, which I like. And then lastly in the haul is actually not very new. I've had these for a few years now, but I haven't really been wearing them, and I'm finally ready to bring them back out. These are actually a pair of leather flip-flops from Dear Francis, and I got these in a size 39. I think I've had these for about 2 years, 2.5 years maybe. They have this sort of suede bottom, and then the absolute back of it has this sole. But I think this is a little bit more elevated, which I don't know how many times I've said that in this video, but I must say leather flip-flops are a more elevated version of your typical rubber flip-flops. But again, I will put up all the detail if this is still available, because I've had these for a few years. But I think this is just a reminder that sometimes you can just go into your closet and shop it rather than feeling the need to get new in pieces. They are very plushy as well, so they are very comfortable to walk in. And just like that, we've come to the very end of this week's video. Definitely let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed it, or if there's any other videos in particular that you want to watch. There are quite a variation of videos that I'll be posting within the next few weeks, so you're going to get vlogs from Greece and then a few other trips that are organized. And then there's also a video where I'm going to be sharing with you the classic pieces that we like to have around the house to sort of elevate it and make it feel a little bit nicer. If you want to watch any specific videos, let me know. I know I had a few comments regarding beauty things, so sharing my skincare and sharing my day-to-day makeup routine. So definitely let me know if there's any videos in particular that you want to watch. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys very soon in my next one.